Delaware's transit service, moving forward.
New tonight, races for 2 open congressional seats got a little more crowded this week. Plus, car thefts are up in Newcastle County, and Phillies fever heats up in downtown Wilmington. Those stories and much more are coming up next. You're watching DETV News. Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Lauren Wilson. Thanks for being with us. Topping the news, a Kent County couple has pled guilty to multiple felony counts of child abuse and torture of their children. That news was announced by the Delaware Department of Justice this morning. Over a period of 20 months, 46-year-old Mary Vinson and 37-year-old Charles Vinson allegedly abused their children. Reports indicate the children, ages 10 and 11, were made to stand for long periods of time. That's not all. The couple is accused of withholding food, force-feeding them, and violently and repetitively assaulting them. Both children were hospitalized several times due to the severity of the abuse, which was caught on video cameras placed in the children's room by the parents. Mary Vinson pled guilty to 30 felony counts. She faces a minimum sentence of 30 years with a possible maximum life sentence in prison. Charles Vinson pled guilty to 12 felony counts. He faces a minimum of 10 years and also faces a possibility of spending the rest of his life behind bars. Both will be sentenced by a Superior Court judge in January. In other news, car thefts are on the rise. That according to Newcastle County Police. Over the past 3 months alone, officers have investigated 220 thefts or attempted thefts. Police say the crime spree has been countywide, but communities in Harbor Club, Newark Oaks, Galloway Court, Wilton, and Greenbridge have been targeted the most. 51 people have been arrested. 44 of them have been juveniles. There are things you can do to protect your vehicle. Lock your doors. Remove your key or spare keys from your vehicle, close all windows, park in well-lit areas, park near surveillance cameras, install tracking systems, don't leave valuables inside, and don't leave your vehicle running when unoccupied. If you do become a victim, call police immediately and know your license plate number, the year, make, model, and color of your vehicle, the VIN number, and any tracking information your vehicle may have. Speaking of car thefts, 3 teenage boys have been charged with several attempted car thefts in Wilmington. Police say they happened in August and September. While the names of the teens are being withheld because they are minors, investigators say one is 17 and the 2 others are only 13. The older boy is being held at the Newcastle County Detention Center, while the 13-year-olds were released on bail. Wilmington police made quick work of an arrest in a Tuesday morning shooting in the 800 block of West 7th Street. 2 community engagement unit officers were on foot patrol 1 block away when they heard shots fired. Arriving at the scene, they found a 16-year-old boy had been shot. While one officer rendered aid to the victim, a second officer pursued the suspect on foot. Police took that suspect, 19-year-old Messiah Thompson, into custody without incident. Thompson was charged with several felonies, including attempted murder, and was taken to jail on a $130,000 cash-only bail. The shooting victim was taken to the hospital in stable condition. If you have unneeded or expired prescription drugs in your medicine cabinets, Wilmington police have a way for you to get rid of them safely. The department will join the National Prescription Drug Take-Back Program. It's organized each year by the Federal Drug Enforcement Administration. Officers will collect the medications on Saturday, October 28th, in front of Frawley Stadium on the riverfront from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. According to the DEA, unneeded drugs frequently become a gateway to addiction. The majority of opioid addictions start with prescription pills found in medicine cabinets at homes. If you can't make it that day, there is a permanent collection bin located in the lobby of Wilmington Police Headquarters at 300 North Walnut Street. And with nearly 1 year left until primaries, races for 2 open Delaware congressional seats got a little more crowded this week when 2 Republicans announced their candidacies. 53-year-old Danielle Hall from Dover joined the race to fill Delaware's lone U.S. House seat, left open when Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester announced she's running for the U.S. Senate. That seat will be left vacant when Senator Tom Carper retires in late May. A Republican, the business owner and mother of 10, Hall has run unsuccessfully for political offices before. She ran for Dover City Council earlier this year. She also lost in the race to become lieutenant governor in 2020 and in 2018 ran a failed race for the state Senate. Hall joined several Democrats who want to be Delaware's next U.S. representative. Delaware State Treasurer Colleen Davis announced she's in the race, as did State Senator Sarah McBride. Also running for the seat is State Housing Authority Director Eugene Young. The race for the U.S. Senate seat stands at 3. One more person announced plans to face off with Blunt Rochester for the Senate seat. Walmart executive Eric Hansen, a Republican, threw his hat in the ring yesterday. The Republican Bill Taylor of Millsboro is also running for that race. A primary will be held on September 10th of next year. And political races aren't the only things heating up in the first state. Phillies fever was raised a few degrees today. The Phillies Red October bus tour pulled into downtown Wilmington at 10th and Market Streets. A pep rally featured the Philly fanatic who was handing out rally towels and fans. More than 100 people gathered, many signing the bus to wish their team well wishes in the postseason. Spotted in the crowd was Delaware Governor John Carney, who, according to a spokesperson, is a huge fan. Heroes of another kind were cheered on recently when some first responders received Kent County's Life-Saving Award. Magnolia firefighters Joshua Norris and Lindsay Adams were honored by the commissioners of the Kent County Levy Court, along with State Trooper Thomas Califano. The commendations came after the trio and an unknown bystander worked together to put out a car fire while removing the driver who was trapped inside. The fiery crash happened on February 24th. Adams suffered from burns to her arms during the rescue attempt. The commissioners agreed had it not been for the heroic act of those at the scene, the victim would not have survived. In more news from Kent County, a 60-year-old man is behind bars after a drug bust. Delaware State Police say Homer Kaufman of Clayton was suspected of running a large-scale distribution of narcotics from his home. Police executed a search warrant at Kaufman's house after a 2-month-long investigation. He was taken into custody without incident. Among other things, police found 52.7 grams of crystal meth, more than $2,200 in suspected drug money, along with paraphernalia. Kaufman is now in the Sussex County Correctional Institution. And a trip to a wedding shower turned out to be a little more than that for a Millsboro man and his family. Zach Kattenbach was recognized by the Delaware River and Bay Authority for being the 50 millionth passenger on the Cape May Lewis ferry. He won free passage for that day and future trips, along with some Cape May Lewis swag. DRAB officials say when the ferry made its first trip back in 1964, there were only 8 vehicles and 15 passengers on board. At the 11:15 departure with the Millsboro family on board was all sold out with 100 vehicles and 200 passengers on board. And finally tonight, the words of the day were educational and fun. More than 650 students from First State Montessori Academy dressed as words for the 10th annual Vocabulary Parade recently held in front of the school at 1000 North French Street. The school had the block closed off for students to march and hold a dance party. The head of the school, Courtney Fox, said the street was packed with families and neighbors who came out to join in on all the fun. That's it for this edition of DETV News. Be sure to watch us on all social media platforms and hit that like and share button. You can also catch us on Comcast Channel 28. I'm Lauren Wilson. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join Matt Ford tomorrow night right here at 7:30.